Gbàgede Ìmọ̀ TV, Gbàgede Ìmọ̀ TV, ọgbọ́n bẹ, òye bẹ, ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lóríṣiríṣi ní Gbàgede Ìmọ̀ TV. Ẹ máa wò, ẹ máa gbọ́.
Mo kí gbogbo ojú tó ń wò mí káàkiri ayé, mo kí wa lọ́kùnrin lóbìnrin lọ́mọdé lágbà nínú eléyìí. Mo kí wa pa kú dédé àsìkò yìí, àsìkò bójú ọjọ́ ti rí ẹdọọdún bí bóòlù ló ti rí lọ́dọ̀ ti yín. Ẹ káàárọ̀, ẹ káàsán, ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́, ẹ káalẹ́. Mo fẹ́ béèrè kinní kan náà lọ́wọ́ àwọn ọmọ kóòtù òjíire bí. Lánàá mo wá sọ̀rọ̀ Sowore lórí nǹkan tí arákùnrin yẹn ṣe. Ǹjẹ́ mọ̀ pé àdáparọ́ gidi òun làwọn Ìgbò pa nísìn mọ́ olóyè Sunday Igboho. Mo wá fẹ́ kí Sowore náà, ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn èèyàn ti sọ fún mi from a reliable source wípé Sowore ò kì í ṣe Yorùbá. Wọ́n ti ní Sowore ò kì í ṣe Yorùbá. Torí tí Sowore bá jẹ́ Yorùbá lóòótọ́ ni ìwà tó wù yẹn kò ní wù, ìgbésẹ̀ tó sì gbé yẹn kò ní gbé. Mo dẹ̀ sọ fáwọn èèyàn pé ìfẹ́ ìlú kọ́ ni Sowore ní, ìjàfẹ́tọ̀ ọmọnìyàn kan ló ń jà. Ìjà popularity, ìjà relevancy, ìjà tó ń jà ti ẹ̀ nìyẹn. Ó fẹ́ wà relevant. Ọdún àwọn èèyàn pè mí sákèsí pé ó lọ wo olóyè Igboho ní Benin Republic nígbàtí in tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí. Bó dẹ̀ mo rí lóòótọ́ pé ó jókòó ti àwọn lédìké nígbàtí wọ́n kó wọn lọ court, òótọ́ ni. Bọ̀ gbogbo release Nnamdi Kanu, kí ló dé nígbàtí Igboho ń bẹ̀bẹ̀ kiri láìpẹ́ yìí tó ń bẹ àwọn ọba? Kí ló dé tó kọ́ àwọn èèyàn lẹ́yìn kó máa ṣe rally yẹn pé remove wanted from orúkọ Igboho tó bá jọ ọmọ Yorùbá tòótọ́ ni? Gbogbo ẹsẹ̀ tó níyẹn, gbogbo rally tó ṣe, kí ló dé tí ò ṣe fún Igboho rí káàtì ẹ̀rí lẹ́ẹ̀kan rí pé nítorí Igboho ni Sowore ṣe jáde o? Relevancy ló wà. But before ti Sowore, before rally ẹ̀, mo kó àwọn fact kan jọ tí mo fẹ́ kí àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tí wọ́n ń tẹ̀lé tí Sowore ṣe yẹn, tí wọ́n support ẹ̀. Torí lánàá miss feelings ni mo rí lórí videos tí mo ṣe. Àwọn èèyàn ronú pẹ̀lú mi gan. Bó sì kùnú àwọn Yorùbá kan tí wọ́n sì ń rò pé n tí kúùpù tí wọ́n plan àti ṣíṣe tí Sowore ṣe yẹn, rally tó ṣe yẹn pé ó dáa bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó sì kùnú àwọn Yorùbá kan tán believe kò dáa, tán believe pé ọ̀tá Nàìjíríà làwa, tán believe pé ọ̀tá unity àwa àti Igbo ni wá. Bọ̀ mo fẹ́ fi múlẹ̀ pé fún Igbo sẹ̀ wọ́n fi bì kankan ṣe ọ̀rẹ́ wa. Àti Igbo àti Fúlàní o, Yorùbá wà láàrin ni, ọ̀tá la jẹ́ lọ́tún àtòsì sí wọn. Fúlàní ṣe ọ̀tá sí wa, Igbo ṣe ọ̀tá sí wa. Ibi tá a ti jẹ́ ọ̀tá Igbo ni pé ilẹ̀ wa ní ilẹ̀ ọlọ́ràá jù káàkiri gbogbo Nàìjíríà. Ilẹ̀ wa ní ilẹ̀ ọlọ́ràá. Bí Igbo bá gbé nylon bag délẹ̀ Yorùbá, ẹ fún lọ́dún méjì yóò padà dẹni tí ó ní mílíọ̀nsì l'account. Kó ṣe nylon bag ló gbé kó lábúlé wọn tó fi délẹ̀ Yorùbá ń bí. Bí wọn bá sí ìdè bí wọn lè ṣe bísínẹ́sì kan yọrí. Ìtàn rọjúmọ́ rẹ̀ tí wọ́n fi sọra wọn dọ̀tá wa ń bí, tán fi rò pé àwọn máa gùn wá gàràgàrà. Kò wá yẹ kárọ́mọ Yorùbá kan tó máa fẹ́ kulè wọn lórí ládùúrú tú tí wọ́n ti pa. Mo tó tún sọ, mi ò dẹ̀ sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìsápamọ́ sọ, mo sọ ẹnu mi gbà láti sọ ni. Èmi o, I have nothing in common with Nnamdi Kanu. Mi ní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. Kódà àwọn ọ̀ràn Igbo máa fún wa láwọn videos kan táwọn Igbo kan ti jáde wá máa sọ̀rọ̀ wípé Nnamdi Kanu ò wọ́ ti kan fílẹ̀. Wọ́n wá fílẹ̀ o, wọ́n fílẹ̀ o, kò sí tó kàn wá Yorùbá pẹ̀lú yẹn. In tó kàn wá ní báwo ni ìran ti wá ṣe máa gba ìtúsílẹ̀. Ìyẹn ló yẹ kó kàn àwa Yorùbá. kí Yíbò jà fún Yíbò ẹgbẹ́ ẹ̀ àbíjọ́ wo lẹ ti rí kọ́mọ Yíbò bá wa gbogbo ìgbà tí Ìgbòho ní problem tíjọba Nàìjíríà dojúkọ Ìgbòho Yíbò mélòó lẹ́ni tó jáde nítorí Ìgbòho bó kọ̀ràn yẹn ìpè ni wọ́n tún jẹ́ fún wa bó kọ̀ràn yẹn ṣe ni wọ́n tún fẹ́ gbà lọ́wọ́ wa tán ní no man's land lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ kódà àwọn kan bù ṣe gàdà láìpẹ́ yìí wọ́n ní tí wọ́n bá fẹ́ mọ̀ pé Yíbò kọ́ ló ní Lagos State káwọn Yíbò lébo káwọn láńlọ́ọ̀dù Yíbò tí wọ́n wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ kán lé gbogbo tẹ́nàtì wọn dànù ó ní ẹni yẹn sọ pé wọ́n á rí pé ṣe làwọn Lagos ṣe máa wà stranded pé they will have no place to go anymore because we the Igbos we are the real landlords in Lagos State. Can you imagine such statement? Ìyẹn la wá rọmọ kó pe rẹ̀ lọ́mọ Yorùbá kan ló wá ń bá wọn gbé placard kiri Àbújá ọ̀dọ́ ó tí wọ́n sẹ́nu kú ni gbogbo ẹni máa fún wa reason lẹ́nìí ẹ ṣáà wá nǹkan jókòó ẹ fi dìlé nǹkan tàbí kẹ́ ẹ fi nǹkan lédìí kẹ́ ẹ jájọ rìnrìn àjò pápápá ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń lọ lè tó tẹ̀ ń wò yìí lórí ìkànnì BGI TV mo kí yín káàárọ̀ káàsán kúrọ̀lẹ́ ẹ̀ka alẹ́ dèdé àsìkò tẹ́yìn bá wò mí mo kí yín kú dèdé àsìkò yẹn ṣe wá rí fídíò tẹ́ fẹ́ wò yìí ẹ bá mi pín mo fẹ́ kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá kó jẹ́ awareness fún gbogbo wa jẹ́ ṣe fìlà dé mi dáadáa fìlà ọba mo dé láàárọ̀ yes mo fẹ́ kí a pín fídíò yẹn kó káàkiri kí ó jẹ́ awareness fún àwa kóòtù òjíire bí pé gbogbo tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí we are less concerned this is the time tí ó ṣe eré o kò ṣe eré o ọmọ Yíbò lè wà lórí oyè kí Yíbò tako Yíbò ẹgbẹ́ wọn ọmọ Fúlàní ò lè wà lórí oyè bí president kẹrí kí Fúlàní jáde kó tako o tí Tinubu bá kúrò mo tún sọ tí Tinubu bá kúrò lé nípa ìyà bẹ̀rẹ̀ fún Yorùbá o tó ṣẹ́rẹ́ owó tá a ṣe rí tá a ṣe sọ pé ó fìyà jẹ wá ẹ ṣe pípa wá ṣe bá àti ẹ̀sìn rí nǹkan kan ọ̀nà tá à ní fi rí mọ́ lọ má gbé bá wa o a sì ní hope da àwọn ọba wa sì ní ọmọ níbẹ̀ tí wọ́n sì lè face tó sì lè gba nǹkan tá a fẹ́ gbà kó lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ní tèmi ń retí ní tí mò ń retí tèmi èmi ló yé ìgbà tí mo mọ̀ pé gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ kọ́lá lè máa sọ lórí social media àsìkò kan ń bọ̀ tí mo mọ̀ pé àti láàwí ìjọba yẹn máa bọ́ sọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ gangan ṣe rí tó sì ń ṣe ń sí Fúlàní ló ṣe rú ìjọba yẹn sì máa bọ́ sọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ gangan tó bá bọ́ sọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ gangan tí ò bá wá ṣe ń tà fẹ́ àṣẹjọ wa takora wa gan tààràtà ṣe rí nísìn whatever he's doing now ká sì máa ẹ mọ̀ pé wọ́n ní ọmọ wa gbẹ̀kọ wa gbàkàrà la fi ń tọmọdé la fi ń fojú ọmọdé mọ́ra ó sì ní tó wà yìí táwọn tó kù bá ṣe méjì méjì òun náà fẹ́ ṣe méjì méjì ó lọ́rọ̀ ẹ̀ ní tó sì ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ yìí àwọn decisions kan wà tí ò ti lè make àdẹ̀fi ká ṣe sùúrù bàbá kọjú lábẹ́ gbóná á bó wa lẹ́nu tàbí ká torí wípé àárọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀la tá ní dandan ká fáwọ jẹun ẹ̀sà lè dànù ẹ̀gbẹ́ Tinubu dànù ọba lè dànù ọ̀tá wa ló máa wà bẹ́ẹ̀ ìyẹn ò dẹ̀ ní mọ̀ wá rí àwa ní wa lára ọlọ́mà ní wa lára. Back to our discussion. Now, àwọn ọmọ Yíbò dìde wọ́n level very strong and powerful allegation against the Sunday Igboho lánàá yìí. Mo wá fẹ́ pọ́ǹchì irọ́ yẹn pé irọ́ tó tóbi ni. Ìgbòho tèmi mọ̀ ní ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ láyé. Wọ́n wá lo orúkọ Lámìdí Sanusi Lamido Sanusi Emir of Kano wọ́n lòun ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ whereas inú page àwọn ọmọ Yíbò mo ti lọ gbé wá kódà ó ti go viral gan. Wọ́n níjọba Nàìjíríà pé Sunday Igboho wípé ó fi 50 billion lọ Sunday Igboho pé kíákíá ní Igboho ti gbà pé kó fi Yorùbá nation agitation lẹ̀. Wọ́n ní Sanusi ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Although alleged lòun náà lò allegedly so alleged ni wọ́n lòun náà alleged pé ó ṣọlẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. He was not sure but tó sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Èmi dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé Sanusi Lamido sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ọmọ Yíbò lò ní. wọ́n mọ̀ máa má wọn nǹkan yìí wá káwa Yorùbá lè mọ level tá a wà pẹ̀lú Yíbò because láti rí àwọn Yorùbá kan sẹ́ tọ́sí believe ọmọ ìyá wa ní Yíbò wọ́n ń ṣe ọmọ ìyá tèmi. No, they are not my family. Mo mọ ọmọ ìyá mi àwọn tá a jọ ṣèdè kan náà lọmọ ìyá tèmi tá a jọ sọ èdè wa kan náà káàárọ̀ o àjíire bí o àwọn ọmọ ìyá tèmi nìyẹn. Ọgbẹ́ tó bá ti ń ṣe ìṣúnẹ́kẹ́ ń dàkọ́ ọ́nú kí ọdún akọ́ fọ́ ìṣọmọ ìyá mi àjọ tán ní tí ẹgbẹ́ dẹ́tàn sọ rárá. So wọ́n parọ́ mọ́ Ìgbòho wípé gọ́fìmẹ̀ntì Nàìjíríà pé Ìgbòho wọ́n ní kó gba 50 billion kó gbàgbé nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ Yorùbá nation agitation wọ́n ní kíákíá ní Ìgbòho ti gba owó yẹn o lẹ̀ wò yẹn bá mi display ẹ̀jọ̀ torí mo ti fẹ́ kà èmi dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé àhesọ ọ̀rọ̀ lásán bá ń sá nígbàtí wọ́n kọ kìíní yẹn tán wọ́n tún wá fi fọ́tò Sanusi Lamido sókè wọ́n fi Ìgbòho sísàlẹ̀ àti Nnamdi Kanu wọ́n fi sísàlẹ̀. Now ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn sọ pé breaking news Naija ni mo rí níbẹ̀ mo dẹ̀ lọ wo kúlẹ̀kúlẹ̀ breaking news Naija àwọn ọmọ Yíbò pure ni wọ́n ní àwọn tí Sowore fẹ́ kúlé lórí tó pè rẹ̀ Yorùbá tó fẹ́ kúlé lórí táwọn ọmọ Yorùbá wèrè kan náà dúó táwọn náà gbàtọ̀ tán lọ ń ṣe ra wọn léṣe dànù sábùjá ìrìn ṣe yàn jẹ Kánú bí ìpọmọ ìyá wọn ni ìhà tí Yíbò kọ sí àwa lẹ̀ gbọ́ tí mo fẹ́ ká yìí. Wọ́n ní breaking news Lamido Sanusi former emir of Kano bí former ni bí present ni ìmọ̀lọ́ parí ọ̀rọ̀ wọn sí o. According to Sanusi, Sunday Igboho was allegedly offered 50 billion naira to abandon his agitation for the Oduduwa Republic, and he accepted. But Nnamdi Kanu was reportedly offered 500 billion naira and oil well and a lifetime payment of 5 billion naira monthly. Yet he rejected them all, declaring it is a Biafra or death. Ẹni ẹ wá kọ pé this is why they want him dead by all means, but the gods of our land and all the innocent people that has wasted their blood for the restorations of Biafra will never and ever abandon him in detention, and they will never let him die in detention. Ọmọ Yíbò ló kọ o àwọn ni wọ́n ní breaking news Naija orí ibẹ̀ ni mo ti lọ gbé wá lórí Facebook 1 day ago ni wọ́n kọ. Tẹ́ bá lọ click lórí breaking news Naija ẹ lọ gbogbo tó ṣe síbẹ̀ ẹ rí pé pure ọmọ Yíbò ni wọ́n. Ẹ̀yin Yorùbá tẹ́ fẹ́ kúlé Nnamdi Kanu lórí propaganda tí àwọn gbé kiri ojú burúkú ojú aburú táwọn fi ń wò yín rèé. Wọ́n ní tó ẹ bá fẹ́ mọ̀ wípé Yíbò ló ní Èkó kí àwọn Yíbò àwọn tó wọ́n jẹ́ landlords kí wọ́n lé gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá tó wà nínú ilé wọn kó wọ́n ní wọ́n wá rí pé Yorùbá máa wà stranded ní l'Ékòó. Irọ́ tó tóbi ni wọ́n pamọ́ Sunday Igboho yìí o. Ìgbòho tèmi mọ́ o tí Ìgbòho bá gba 50 billion lóòótọ́ ni kò ní tún wọ the same Nigeria kan náà ti fún 50 billion pé kó gbàgbé agitation kò tún ní wọlé wá kó tún sì máa sọ wípé òun àti Fúlàní àwọn jọ fẹ́ tátán ni. Ó dá mi lójú pé kò ní sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Tó bá ti gba 50 billion lóòótọ́ ni èló lówó ẹ̀ tí wọ́n sí báńkì. Igboho is worth more than 50 billion tó ń sọ yẹn. Ṣé properties ẹ̀ tí wọ́n destroy tó wà ní Nàìjíríà tó wà ní ṣókà ni ṣé kò worth more than 50 billion? Àti gbogbo tó ti suffer láyé ẹ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀mí tó ti lose àwa ní 50 billion ló fẹ́ fi gbowó ẹ̀yà wọn ó bá gbowó ọ̀yà bí ẹni gba bí ìgbà Júdásì gbọgbọn fàdákà lórí Jésù àwa lóun ṣerú ẹ̀ kì í ṣègbò ó dá mi lójú gbangba àdápa irọ́ làwọn ọmọ Ìgbò pa yìí. Now ẹ̀yin tẹ́ tún pera yín ní followers Sowore tínú yín dùn pé ó ń ṣe agitation ó ń ṣe rally fún Nnamdi Kanu ẹ wá gbọ́ èpè tọmọ Ìgbò padà fiṣẹ́. Wọ́n nígbà tí wọ́n ṣe rally jọ Monday tí Sowore rí pọ́n fẹ́ arrest òun Sowore gbé ilẹ̀ kó sá lọ ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n arrest àbúrò Nnamdi Kanu wọ́n dẹ̀ arrest lọ́ọ̀yà ẹ̀ wọ́n wá ní the same Sowore so Ìgbò tí ń sọ sí wípé ìjọba rán Sowore iṣẹ́ ni wọ́n ti padà fi bíṣú nínú the same breaking news in Naija yẹn wọ́n pè nìkan ní Orok Duke ọmọ Ìgbò òun ló kọ́ ilé ní ọ̀ndà ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ mo ti gbé wá. Only this country is very funny. So Sowore organized a protest yesterday, and when it was time for arrest he ran away, but Nnamdi Kanu's brother Prince Kanu and lawyer Aloy Ejimako were both arrested. However, the same Sowore who organized the protest and ran away during arrest later visited police station to see those who were arrested, including Nnamdi Kanu's brother and lawyer Aloy Ejimako. In fact, Sowore even did a video which he later shared online. He went there and came out freely, no arrest. Throughout yesterday, I kept asking myself the offense of Nnamdi Kanu's brother and his lawyer Aloy Ejimako. And I keep asking, is it not the same offense that Sowore also committed before running away and equally visited those arrested? Oya, gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń rò pé Sowore ó ń ṣe kìíní yẹn ó nífẹ̀ẹ́ Ìgbò ó nífẹ̀ẹ́ Nnamdi Kanu ó nífẹ̀ẹ́ chẹ́tìrì. Ó di mélòó? Ó di méjì. Mo sọ ní ànánú fídíò mi wípé àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò gan-an fúnra wọn 70% wọn inú wọn ò dùn sí nǹkan tí Sowore ṣe yẹn. Màá wá gbé kan nú àwọn tó jágbàlagbà àwọn Ìgbò màá gbé wá kẹ́ ẹ gbọ́. Àgbàlagbà olórí àwọn Ìgbò tó jẹ́ pé òǹgọ̀ ló yẹ kó dúró ní bá àṣàlẹ̀ pé wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ release ọmọ wa ní ẹ wá gbọ́n tí bàbá yẹn sọ. Ó dídì pé Sowore ní pé ọ̀gbẹ́ni fi tiẹ̀ ṣe tiẹ̀ o. You cannot be dancing on our people's grave. You can't dance on our people's grave. Òun rántí òyìnbó kan ṣo yẹn nínú gbogbo òyìnbó tí bàbá yẹn sọ. Ó dídì pé Sowore ní pé ó mọ tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ilẹ̀ Ìgbò ó mọ tó táwọn ESN unknown gunmen àtàwọn Biafra tí wọ́n ti pa fáwọn táwọn jẹ́ Ìgbò tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ gbogbo wọn Nnamdi Kanu ló dá wọn lẹ̀. Mo sọ lánàá pé 70% àwọn Ìgbò gan ò support kan release Kanu. Ẹ̀rí ẹ̀ ò ní mo mú wálé nìyí. Nígbà tó rí bí gbé ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn sí mọ́ ni wọ́n parọ́ mọ́ Ìgbòho pé wọ́n fi and then why kí ni pàtàkì ṣé Nnamdi Kanu pàtàkì ju Ìgbòho lọ ni tí gọ́fúmẹ̀ntì Nàìjíríà fi máa fi 50 billion lásán lọ Ìgbòho tó máa fi 500 billion lọ Kanu tó tún máa sọ fún máa fún ní oil block tó tún máa sọ pé àwọn máa fún 50 billion lóṣooṣù tí Nnamdi Kanu bá gbọ́ yẹn àgbà Nnamdi Kanu tèmi mọ̀ tí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì bá fi gbogbo torí pé owó lòun gan wá fún rẹ̀. Ó ti ẹ̀wà rí bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ am less concerned but tí mo mọ̀ ní pé kò possible kí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì Nàìjíríà kí wọ́n negotiate 500 billion fún Nnamdi Kanu oil well àti 50 billion every month kọ́ wá sọ pé kí Igboho gba 50 billion láíláí. Àdé Nigeria government ò tiẹ̀ rẹ́dì láyé Buhari tó gbé wọn o, kò rẹ́dì láti ẹ̀ ti bá kankan sọ̀rọ̀ nù wọn rárá. Ó rí wọn bíi threat fún Fúlàní láti pa àwọn èèyàn. Then gbogbo Tuti Nnamdi Kanu ń pa ní threat tó wà, gbogbo wọn ni wọ́n rí. Igbo mọ́mọ́ ṣeré láti fi hype ara wọn, torí gbà táwọn ọmọ Yorùbá máa lè mí náà bá tó máa gbọ́ eléyìí sìn wọn náà sọ fún yín Igboho tú wọn jẹ ní. Igboho never collected a dime from anybody. Ṣé gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì tó fẹ́ pa ló máa bá jókòó dialogue Buhari tí ò fẹ́ fojú rí rárá? Ṣé ló máa bá jókòó dialogue pé kó gba 500 billion? Then if you ask Sanusi Lamido, a sọ fún yín pé òun ọmọ kọ̀ọ̀kan pa right up yẹn. Igbo mọ̀mọ́ sọ yẹn láti fi gbéra wọn lẹ́sẹ̀, láti fi hype ara wọn, láti fi hype Nnamdi Kanu kọ́ láti ẹ̀ tó lè fi win ní sympathy fún. Ẹ tó kọ́ kí ní yẹn should come and prove it to us. Ipe gbowó lọ́wọ́ ẹnikẹ́ni. Kó fún wa receipt tó fi tán fi sanwó fún. Kódà ó pay. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá transfer owó through ó pay sí, á fún yín receipt. Ká tó wá sọ pé àwọn orthodox banks ti gbogbo wa mọ̀. Gbogbo wọn pátá náà máa ṣe receipt tó fi transfer owó, ta ló transfer níjọ́ wo lásìkò owó, kó ẹni yẹn mú jáde. Kó wá fi hàn wá pé owó tó ń fún Igboho ohun rẹ̀ 50 billion tó gbà rè, àkáǹtì tó san sí rè, àkáǹtì tó fi san rè, àsìkò tó gbà rè. This is the receipt. Èmi ni máa kọ́ jẹ́ number 1 tó máa ṣe fídíò pa Igboho tó ń bá rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Avon torí láyé Igboho tèmi mọ̀, he will never do that. Tó bá fẹ́ gbowó ni a ti panumọ́ ti pẹ́. Nígbò wà lóṣèlú gbogbo yẹn lè ṣẹlẹ̀, but nígbà tó ti rẹ́dì fún ọmọ Yorùbá, Igboho will never do that. Mo tún sọ he will never do that. Nígbà tí ó ṣe dúpẹ́ onítìrì jọ́lẹ̀ ti rí kí Igboho sọ pé ó yẹ ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá, ó yẹ dá 10 naira fún mi rí látijọ́ tó ti ń dààmú kiri. Ká tó wá sọ pé kíjọba wá pè jókòó. Kò sí bọ́n ṣe lè pè jókòó káṣírí má ti tú látijọ́ yìí. Wọ́n wá pè jókòó, Buhari pè jókòó, ó rọ̀yàn lọ, wọ́n jókòó síbi báyìí, wọ́n wá gba 50 billion, wà láṣírí àti tú látijọ́ yìí. Now bàbá yẹn jáde, bàbá yẹn wá sọ atrocities tí Nnamdi Kanu àtàwọn ọmọlẹ́yìn ẹ̀ ti dánwò nílẹ̀ Igbo fáwọn. Kódò náà dáná sun léhùn pàápàá. Mo ń sọ eléyìí nítorí àwa ọmọ Yorùbá, nítorí mo ń fi pé ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ ìran ti tèmi pé ẹ padà bí ọ̀nà àánú ni, kì í ṣe ibi tó yẹ kọ́mọ Yorùbá kan bá wọn tẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ kí Ìṣòwò rẹ̀ máa dáṣe tó ń ṣe fún rẹ̀. Ó mọ bó ṣe ń yọ setting lásán ló ń lò, ó àyáàdì ló ń lò fáwọn èèyàn. Ó fi ń ra cheap popularity fúnra ẹ̀ ní. It doesn't have anybody at heart. Kódà tó kọ presidential race tó lóhùn wà gan, ó yé ọmọ tó ń ṣe. Ọ̀tá ló fi bá Tinubu ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀yin náà rí náà. Ó dẹ̀ pẹ́lẹ́ lọ́mọ Yorùbá. So ẹ jẹ́ ká wo fídíò yẹn. Mo fẹ́ kàn play fídíò yẹn fún wa káwa náà gbọ́ nǹkan tí ọmọ Igbo ẹgbẹ́ àwọn bàbá wọn tí wọ́n sọ lẹ́nu. Ó yá bá play.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Yoruba. I want to advise my people concerning the planned protest tomorrow for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. I have nothing to worry about concerning his release, but I'm worried about thousands of people that were killed from 2015 to 2025 in the Southeast as a result of sit at home and activities of, unknown gunmen, ESN, IPOB, Biafra Defense Force. They slaughtered our people They humiliated our people. I can't count the number. I myself am a victim. I don't want us to dance on the graves of people that were killed between that 2015 and 2025. Or some people whose houses were razed down. So the protest they want to do tomorrow, is it for what? Is it to ask the offenders to just go? I myself as a writer and a public commentator, knew what happened in the Southeast in 10 years. Our people were slaughtered. Some people left their homes. Some like Ijoba, Ihiala, they lost. Some of them that are in Lagos have not been to their house. They have been home in the past 5 years. They have not troubled. It's now that the Nigerian military is taking back those villages they seized for years. So we can't be going to war, we can't be making mistakes we've been making since 1960. We're making since 1960. We can't continue to repeat it. I saw massive number of our people talking about this protest. Is it that we cannot think? Is it that we did not know what happened in the East in the past 10 years? Some of us have not traveled to Southeast, getting to 5 years now. All kinds of criminality were taken to the East. All in the name of struggle for Biafra. People now saw it as a business. They began to extort money from people. They go into petrol stations, buy fuel and go. We'll go into supermarkets and take money. They tax the communities. They tax the markets. In fact, they formed a government within a government. And everybody kept quiet. Only Professor Soludo, the governor of Anambra State, came out to set up a panel of inquiry led by Professor Dinkalo and Bianco No, to find out what happened in Anambra State in 10 years. The report was shocking. Families complained that they told them, after killing their breadwinners, they told them if they make noise, if anybody hears what happened, they will come back and clear the whole family. So everybody kept quiet. Igbo versus Igbo. Igbo killing Igbo. What do we gain? If we evaluate, if we study, if we make investigations of what happened in Igbo land in 10 years, 2015 to 2025, Nigerians will weep. I've been dropping the information of what I know, the things that I have, for over 2 weeks now, for Nigerians to study and know what happened, especially people from Southeast. We cannot continue to make the same mistakes. Igbo killing Igbo. And tomorrow you want us to come out and march and ask for the release of those who did this damage, the colossal damage, massive killing, massive burial in Igbo land. The worst thing were those of them that were killed between 2010 and 2015 and 2025 were not buried properly. You don't have the space to do. They never had the space to do that. Everybody was on the run. People were not talking. So I want our people, especially our people, to reflect on what they want to do tomorrow to avoid another bloodshed. Let us go inside our various houses and think. We can't continue to repeat the same mistakes every year, every 5 years, every 10 years, every 15 years, every 20 years. We are not making progress. Let us engage. Let us stop this fight. How can you kill the people that you are defending? You are killing them. So what is the gain? What is your gain? So for my friend Shore, he has been my friend for years, and I've advised him to remove his hand from what is happening in Igbo land. This protest they are planning tomorrow. You cannot dance on thousands of graveyards where people were buried. You cannot. You don't know what happened. If you don't know what happened, you come and I will explain to you. Actions carry consequences. It is we, people like us, that can tell you what happened, and I've been dropping it. So let us reflect on our past. You cannot continue to do war all the time. It is time to think. It is time to bring all the matter on the table and let us discuss. It's only a fool that will continue to make mistakes all the time. It will not help us. Igbo land lies in ruins, and it is we that use our hands to destroy Igbo land. So let us seek peace. War is not an option. Peace is the way to go. Let us reflect and where we have made mistakes and try to amend it. I rest my case.
Ẹ káàbọ̀ padà, ẹni tó ní àwọn tó jẹ́ Igbo, ẹnìkan nìyẹn nu ọmọ fídíòs mo ti rí táwọn èèyàn ti wáyé gẹ́ẹ̀sì pé àwọn èèyàn àwọn lọ ṣe rálì, kódà ń bò mí wọ́n fi wọ́n ṣẹlẹ́yà ní lórí social media. Àwa Yorùbá ni mò ń torí wa ṣe léyìí. Fúlàní lọ́tún, Igbo lósì, ní business pẹ̀lú wọn. Ogun Fúlàní ló wà ń ta, ìyẹn ni gbogbo á ṣe ń pariwo lé pé wàhálà táwọn Fúlàní kó wáyìí kí wọ́n ká lọ ń bá wa torí pé àwọn ara wọn náà kóra wọn wọlé. Mo fi wọ́n hàn wá lánàá, they are in thousands ní Katsina, even in millions ní Katsina nìkan. Fídíò àná yẹn ẹnìkan ṣẹ̀ wá fún mi details pé ẹnìkan nù wọ́n ṣe wedding ni wọ́n kó ònú igbó ni wọ́n wá broad daylight tìbọntìbọn gọ́fìmẹ̀ntì dẹ̀ ń wò wọ́n torí pé àwọn tó wà ní ìjọba yìí àti ìjọba tó kọjá tó jẹ́ Fúlàní àwọn náà ni wọ́n kó wọn wọlé. Màá ní kàn play fídíò kan Obi Dati tó ṣe presidential vice presidential candidate Obi, àṣírí tó tú Fúlàní ni wọ́n jọ mọ́ra wọn, àṣírí tó ń fún ara ẹ̀ tú lórí El-Rufai tó ń sáré kiri ilẹ̀ ìpá ọ̀fẹ́ di president. Ló ṣe yẹ kó rí àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá pé ká máa bí Ọlọ́run pọ́lọ́ máa kí kùkù ṣẹlẹ̀, torí tí kù bá ṣẹlẹ̀ Yorùbá máa padà ṣẹ̀ sí àárọ̀ ni. Yorùbá máa padà ṣẹ̀ sí àárọ̀ ni. Kí n tó tún máa bọ́rọ̀ mi lọ, mo ní ẹ̀bẹ̀ kan tí mo fẹ́ bẹ̀ wá. Èèyàn mi kan pàtàkì tí mo mọ̀ dáadáa ló fi tẹkuntẹkun pè mí láàárọ̀ yìí. Mo ti sọ pé for now ní tó jọ mọ́rù nǹkan báyìí mi ní sọ ń pa ẹ̀mọ́, ṣùgbọ́n màá sọ eléyìí torí pé nìyẹn kàn mí gbọ̀ngbọ̀ngbọ̀n. Arábìnrin kan wà, ìjọba mi ṣó arábìnrin yẹn. Wọ́n ló ní àìsàn kan, èmi ò gbọ́rú àìsàn yẹn rí, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ jẹ́ dókítà lé o. Ó ní àìsàn kan tí wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe operation ẹ̀ láìpẹ́ tí ò bá ṣe láìpẹ́ yìí wọ́n ní little time ló ní láti live. Orúkọ arábìnrin náà jẹ́ Abdulaziz Aljumot Ọládùnní, Abdulaziz Jimoh Ọládùnní, bóyá lùjúmọ́ sàpè bákan ṣá, Ọládùnní ṣá, sísọ Ọládùnní ṣá. Nígbà tí ó ti wà lọ́spítù, picture ẹ̀ nìyẹn lẹ̀ ní ìsàlẹ̀ tó wé scarf mórí yẹn. Wọ́n ló ní àrùn kan tó ń pè ní hyperreactive thyroid gland. Mi ò gbọ́ rí o, ìmọ̀ tó ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Wọ́n wá sọ pé tí ò bá ṣe láìpẹ́ yìí deadly disease ni tí ò bá ti ṣe láìpẹ́ yìí kó ṣe operation yẹn láìpẹ́ pé ó súnmọ́ kó jẹ́ pé agbèkúrú jẹ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀bọra. Àwọn ẹbí ẹ̀ ti náwó, wọ́n ti nọ́ra nígbà tó sú wọn, àti pé ohun tí wọ́n wá fílẹ̀ fún wọn lọ́spítù ní àná ló jẹ́ kí wọ́n fi tẹkúntẹkún pè mí pé bàbá Gbàgede àwọn ká àwọn ṣò tẹ́lẹ̀, ṣùgbọ́n ètò jáde agbára àwọn ò ká mọ́. Wọ́n nídi 1.8 million, just 1.8 million la lè fi gba ẹ̀mí ẹni yẹn lẹ̀ tọ́lọ́run bá kọ pé kò ní kú síbẹ̀. So wọ́n ní nínú ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí ó gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe ntọ́kọ ni mò ń kà yìí o, wọ́n nínú ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí pé ó gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe operation yẹn, tí ò bá ti ṣe inú ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí doctor ni wọ́n doctor sọ fún àwọn pé whatever happens afterwards it is no more our fault. Wọ́n náà sọ fún àwọn bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹni yẹn dẹ̀ ní kò síbi tó ń fẹ́ wá 1.8 million gbà ní kó yá yìí tó wọ́n ti tún sunkún wá bẹ́ẹ̀ yan mọ́ kóòtù òjíire dáadáa. Ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ bàbá Gbàgede mọ̀ àǹtí tẹ́ wò yìí Ọládùnní Abdulaziz ó wà ní ilé ìwòsàn tó wà wọ́n kọ́ síbí ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ bá wa ẹni Ọlọ́run bá bùkún kó bá wa ṣàánú àǹtí kó má kú báyìí ẹ jọ̀ọ́ phone number mi tẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ 081 30 67 23 61 òun náà ni ó pay account tá a máa ń lò fún nǹkan báyìí. Mo ti gbé wábẹ̀ ó ti pẹ́ díẹ̀ tá a ti wá ṣe irú nǹkan báyìí gbẹ̀yìn, ṣùgbọ́n eléyìí náà tún ti yọjú nìyẹn. Ẹ bá mi ṣàánú ẹ̀. Wọ́n ní ẹ̀yin dókítà lé èmi ò mọ tó ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ o, bóyá tá a bá rẹ̀ tó mọ̀ kán bá wa kọ sínú kọ́mẹ́ǹtì ká tó fìyẹn náà kọ mọ̀ pé àìsàn tó ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ rè. Wọ́n ní hyperreactive thyroid gland, mi gbọ́ rí láyé mi. Wọ́n ní it's a deadly disease tó àìsàn náà máa san kò ní san. Ọlọ́run má fàìsàn dán wa wò, má fi dán àwọn ọmọ wa wò. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ bá mi ṣàánú Sister Abdulaziz Ọládùnní, ẹ bá mi ṣàánú ẹ̀. Ọmọ Yorùbá ni, ara wa náà ni, tó bá ti ṣe máa ń bẹ̀bẹ̀ rí. Bákan náà ni pé lánàá mo sọ nípa mother touch, ìpè yẹn pọ̀ fún mi lánàá. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ pè mí tí mi ò reply ẹ má bínú. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ dẹ̀ message mi tí mi ti reply phone number yẹn. Mo fẹ́ gbé phone number yẹn jáde officially lénìí. Máa fi phone number yẹn síta sí officially. Kò nídìí kẹ́ ẹ pè mí, ẹ pè má yẹn direct torí call yẹn ti pọ̀ jù fún mi lánàá. Ẹ̀mí mi ò gbé mọ́. People are calling me too much on that man lórí investment mother touch. Ẹni bá ní interest mo fẹ́ fi mo ti decide látànà pé máa fi nọ́mbà máa yẹn síta. Ẹ kàn jẹ́ kán mọ̀ pé látọ̀dọ̀ bàbá Gbàgede mọ̀. Phone number máa yẹn rèé +177 má bá mi tẹ̀ mo yẹn sọ yẹn kó lè gbé síta o. +177 so ti ready so yeah +177 870 895 61 Mr. Adéwálé Jonathan olórúkọ ẹ̀ +177 870 895 61 Mr. Adéwálé Jonathan. So bá mi kọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ó kí máa bá ṣe lọ kó ẹ ti tún gba àwọn ibi tí mo sọ ẹ̀kọ́ o. Adéwálé Jonathan ẹ̀yà ṣe kí n wọlé. Yes so ṣe tán. So nọ́mbà arákùnrin yìí òun náà ni ẹ máa rí sí tí wọ́n máa gbé síta yìí. Mr. Adéwálé Jonathan ni wọ́n jẹ́. Ẹ wò mo mọ̀ọ́mọ̀ fi nọ́mbà yìí síta tẹ́lẹ̀, mo ti ní mi ní fi síta káwọn èèyàn máa pè mí kí n lè máa fi control nọ́mbà èèyàn mélòó ló ń pè fún. Bẹ́ẹ̀ nísìnyí ó ti pọ̀, kọ́ọ̀lù yẹn ti pọ̀ jù, ẹ̀mí mi ò gbé mọ́. Lánàá ó fẹ́ tó 300 èèyàn, kí ló dé? so ẹ pè nọ́mbà yẹn fúnra yín, orúkọ wọn ni àti phone number wọn ní Canada, Mr. Adéwálé Jonathan. Ẹ pè wọ́n direct, ẹ má pè mí mọ́, ó ti tó bẹ́ẹ̀. Mo kódà ó ká mi lára, mo tún sùn lọ́wọ́ wọ́n tún pè mí lórí phone number yẹn. Phone number wọn rèé o, Mr. Adéwálé Jonathan náà jẹ́ +177, má gbé kíní yẹn síta, ó ti cover ẹ̀, +177 870 89561. Orúkọ wọn àti phone number wọn nìyẹn. Ẹni bá ní investment tó fẹ́ ṣe pẹ̀lú wọn, tẹ́ ní interest, ẹ pè nọ́mbà yẹn, ẹ béèrè gbogbo tẹ́ bá máa béèrè lọ́wọ́ wọn, kẹ́ rí pé ẹ wà convinced kẹ́ ẹ tó invest. Tẹ́ bá wà convinced, ẹ má invest o. Ẹni tí ó bá wà convinced, ẹ má invest o. Ẹni tí ó bá wà convinced, ẹ má invest o. Mi ò ní gbọ́ lọ́la kẹ́ ẹ pé Kogbagbe yín lẹ́rán mi sí irọ́ omi ìnífẹ́ rú ẹ o. Mr. Adéwálé Jonathan ló jẹ́ phone number rẹ̀. Ẹ pè fúnra yín, ẹ béèrè tẹ́ bá máa béèrè, àmọ́ so far mi tí rẹ̀ tó pè tó béèrè tí ò padà invest. Níṣẹ́ ó tiẹ̀ ti wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ pé ó ti lójú owó tó ń gbà wọ́n sí. Ó láwọn tó fẹ́ invest 1 million, òun ò bá wọn deal mọ́. Ó dàbí pé èrò yẹn ti pọ̀. So wọ́n ti ń select àwọn èèyàn, wọ́n ti ń select investment lọ́wọ́ àwọn èèyàn. So ẹ tó bá fẹ́ ṣe owó kékeré á ní kẹ́ lọ invest ẹ̀ síta. Àwọn tó jẹ́ big owó ló bá dé ìsìn. Èmi ò mọ, ẹ ṣàpè, ẹ pè á bá yín sọ̀rọ̀. Ọlọ́run á ṣe dáadáa fún wa. Bákan náà ni Dr. Mayegun. Àwọn èèyàn máa tún sọ pé advert mi pọ̀, á pọ̀ torí àbàṣà advert òṣìṣẹ́ rẹ̀ rẹpẹtẹ, kí la fẹ́ fi sanwó wọn. Dr. Mayegun, yes, ẹ má gbàgbé wọn. Àwọn náà gbìyànjú, wọ́n ṣe ìtagbára ká. Gbogbo èèyàn tó sì ń pe doctor, èmi ò tí ì gbọ́ kẹ́ni, mi ì tí ì gbọ́, gbogbo ẹnu ni mo dẹ̀ fi sọ. Anybody ò tí ì pè mí so far kó ní doctor gbá wọn. Anybody ò tí ì pè mí. Àwọn èèyàn tó dẹ̀ ti pè wọ́n ṣe 5,000. Àti polówó wọn sì láti bóyá June or July. Mi ì dẹ̀ tí ì gbọ́ kẹ́nibody pè mí pé bàbá yẹn ò ṣe dáadáa sóhun. So ẹ pè Dr. bá fi nọ́mbà Dr. Mayegun síta. Ẹ pè Dr. Mayegun, ẹ pè wọ́n lórí phone number wọn. So dictionary wa náà, ẹ má gbàgbé dictionary wa rẹ̀, ó sì wà fún títà. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ní interest, 29,000 naira láǹtà. Yoruba dictionary, ẹlòmíì ṣe rí for the first time. Yoruba dictionary ni gbogbo ọmọ kóòtù òjìrì ló yẹ kó ní. Dr. Fagbọrún ní London, àwọn ni wọ́n tẹ ìwé yẹn jáde. So ẹni bá ní interest, ẹ béèrè lọ́wọ́ wa. Ó kún bíbà. Dr. Mayegun, ẹ tí ì rí nọ́mbà wọn. Nọ́mbà Dr. Mayegun rèé. Ẹni bá ní interest, ẹ pè wọ́n. Èèyàn tí wọ́n bá ní any spiritual attack àbí spiritual problem, tẹ́ bá pè wọ́n ní agbára Ọlọ́run, inshallah, Ọlọ́run lò wọ́n lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ fún ìyanu nígbésí ayé àwọn èèyàn. Àwọn èèyàn tí ẹ ń pè mí, wọ́n fún mi lówó pé o ṣé o, ìwọ ló introduce wọn sí wa. Ní tó jẹ́ kémi náà kí n máa advertise wọn further lélẹ̀. So oníyanṣẹ́ ọlọ́kà ṣe, gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí a jọ wo ètò ìní, gbogbo yín la dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Àṣírí tí mo wá sọ kó tú, kì í ṣàṣírí náà, gbogbo alámọ̀. Wọn ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń sọ. Ẹ tó jẹ́ vice presidential candidate ti Obi, òun náà tó ti wá jáde sí o tún ti ń tún sọ. Àwọn tó ń fẹ́ lé Tinubu kúrò lórí oyè, ó dáa ká máa sọ báyìí kẹ́yìn ọmọ Yorùbá lè máa gbọ́. Kúùpù tí wọ́n plan yìí, òun náà fi wá sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ jáde pé àwọn tó kóra wọn jọ tán láwọn tí ẹ fẹ́ gbàjọba pàápàá, ṣebí Fúlàní ni wọ́n, àwọn tó kó àwọn Fúlàní ẹ̀ wọlé ni. Ṣé tí wọ́n bá gbàjọba sí, are we going back to this era? Ẹgbọ́n kan tí dátì sọ, dátì bàbá bí bàbá dátì dẹ̀ náà ń pè ní. Ẹgbọ́n tí bá yẹn sọ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn tó kó Fúlàní wọlé. Ṣáwọn tá a fẹ́ padà sí era wọn ni. Ló ṣe yẹ kórí àwọn akótù òjìrè kórí wá pé, kórí àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá pé ká máa jọ ṣe àdúrà ká dẹ̀jọ máa ṣiṣẹ́ tó wọ́s. Báwo ni freedom ṣe fẹ́ dé bá wa? Kì í ṣe ká máa ṣàdúrà kí Tinubu kó bẹ́ẹ̀, kó bá kó bẹ́ẹ̀ lójijì. Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ kí yẹ òjijì jẹ wá o. Tèmi nìyẹn o. Oníyanṣẹ́ ọlọ́kà ṣùgbọ́n ẹ̀tẹ́bà ògbó iná làdúpẹ́lẹ̀ máa fi wá sílẹ̀ pẹ̀lú fídíò dátì kẹgbọ́n kan tí máa yẹn sọ. Big time revolution ni ẹgbọ́. Ẹ ṣé o.
somebody who sold Nigeria's assets for 4 years at BPE, served as FCT minister for 4 years, and served as governor, would say that there is a national policy of paying bandits. Do we have a government? Am I a citizen? Are you a citizen? Does Nigeria exist? Or do a pack of people live in a certain territory with another group of people claiming to misrule them? Do we have a government? Do we have a nation? What are we doing? Are people understanding the gravity of this statement? Do we even have an office of a national security advisor? A national policy is official position of government. An official declaration that this is what we shall be constitutionally doing, what we shall be legally pursuing. That's what we call a national policy. It is made public, it is celebrated, it is broadcast to the whole world. Was such a thing held? Why did Nasiru say it? If the office, so-called Office of National Security Advisor, will take this statement with levity, then Nuhu Ribadu was never a policeman. He is not a qualified lawyer. He should not be in that office.
What would you say he should be doing? His office has reacted to this.
That is not a reaction.
If you were the NSA, what would you be doing?
Nasiru should be writing some comments by now, some statements to the police, to the courts. If the position of Nigeria, the so-called APC government of Uncle Tinubu, if their official position is to be compensating bandits, paying bandits, then we don't have a nation.
So your inference tonight is that whatever Malam Nasir has said in that respect, which we played back,
yes,
if it's not true, the government of the day should be taken more seriously.
Yes, and so long as it passes by with the so-called, what you call, reaction of the answer, then it is true. And I tend to agree that it could be true.
But if for example, I was going to ask
before this one, another almost 8-year governor of Borno State said that there are informants of terrorists in the Nigerian military and among Nigerian politicians, and it is official. You have the evidence. Before then, there was another politician who again said that bandits and terrorists were brought into Nigeria pre-2015 election. These are even small ones. Do you remember? Now, what I'm about to say and my arguments are that insecurity is part of APC. Insecurity has been APC's way of getting power. Insecurity has been part of APC's way of staying in power.
Is that fact or just your opinion?
That is my candid, firm opinion that is being strengthened by the kind of unfortunate comments like that of Nasiru.
So
2 days ago.
But there are no facts to what you're saying. There are no facts to what you're saying.
There are facts.
If there are opinions, how would you say a government of the day's part of their life or living is insecurity?
That I'm giving you the facts. Now I have clearly given you 3 statements of politicians, government functionaries that are undisputed. I have given you this. Go back in time. Do you remember that a former Nigerian president was attacked by terrorists? Unprecedented, never in the history of Nigeria did that happen. Do you also remember that I made a passing statement on that in 2022, which, as usual, people didn't take seriously? Why did some young men in the forest in the northeast, what business do they have? When Nigerian leaders leave, they are liked, they are loved, they are forgiven all their errors and everything. This one, they followed and tried to kill him. Why did that happen? What happened in all the donations leading up to 2015? Why decide to come back and run in 2015 after crying and telling the whole world you're no longer contesting? What was the link with North Africa? What was the link with Muammar Gaddafi? He's not alive, but others are alive to say it.
You are from Kaduna State, Senator.
This is Shehu. I'm in so much pain. Believe me. Nigeria is a great country. It should be a great country, and we have people destroying us by the hour. Insecurity has been part of APC's game, and Nasiru is saying it, and I think he's right. The government has been paying them.
Well, you don't.
Last year, this time, I have facts.
No, the government has said no, they are not paying them.
They are paying them because the reaction of ONSA is not disputing what Nasiru has said.
You are inferring that the NSA should arrest Nasiru
I'm not interested.
or collect his statement. But if that happens, there are those in opposition that will say they are going after opposition voices.
There are more ways to counter such a position. I told you about 2015. You see, going after a former Nigerian president, trying to kill him. What does that tell you? Something. Before that, what had happened? After Jonathan won in the Supreme Court, they called for dialogue, and those young men nominated a former Nigerian president who took 3 days to repudiate. After those 3 days, go and plot the graph. You will see that between 2012 to 2014, the spikes of attacks around those villages in the northeast skyrocketed because hunger, lack of medicine. Why? Because somebody had stopped sending the recurrent expenses of those people who used to come all the way to Kaduna, collect and then go back, and that's how the cycle went. In protest as to why did you call that name, they couldn't bear it anymore and felt by 2014 the best thing was to go and attempt. It failed. We're lucky. They got Jonathan scared. He thought that, if they kill this man, Nigeria will burn. They provided him with additional cars, more money, and it was all about money. It was all about collecting money. The truth is that somebody had gone to North Africa, negotiated with Gaddafi. Gaddafi, who is was an international terrorist, all over the world, from the far west to the far east, said, I will help you, like I've been doing. I heard there are some young men. There are plans to kill Gaddafi, not in a palace coup, but through uprising. If it fails and you become president, I will retire to your country if you become president. If it doesn't fail, right now, he wanted to create a buffer. So he sent Saif al-Islam, go on YouTube and find out, to Niger with money, cash, millions of dollars in his boot, to recruit Tuaregs to go and fight in Libya. Sent his former general to Mali, why you still have insecurity in Mali. In Nigeria, they gave crazy amount of money to that gentleman. Go and help these people with the intention of bringing them to fight in Libya. When Gaddafi died, they sat on the money. They kept on with the recurrent until after mentioning the name, and then they stopped sending the money. They became, now all these things are linked. They wanted Nigeria to burn if Buhari did not become president in 2015. I contested alongside Buhari for Senate. I contested for Senate in 2011. You have it on YouTube. He said, blood, soaked in blood, the baboon and ever since he made that comment, I refused to go and campaign with Buhari. Refused completely. It didn't matter if I lost the Senate seat. I won it eventually. Insecurity for a former president to say, you soak in blood. And then there was, Kaduna is my state. There was serious violence in Kaduna. Many houses were burnt. Emir's houses in Ongonsarki, Demna Abba had their houses burnt and all that, simply because of a statement. They went and brought in people from those neighboring places in readiness to remove Jonathan by all means. So the desperation of people to get Jonathan out of power has built up and added to what we call insecurity in Nigeria today.
So you're inferring that all what we have seen over the last few years as insecurity is orchestrated?
Of course.
And it's political?
Of course. Last year around this time.
This narrative.
Last year around this time. whatever I tell you, I'll try to give you evidence. Last year around this time, we were just negotiating the release of our own nephew. And when he came out, what he said is not much different from what Nasiru El-Rufai is saying. They complained that, and this young man is alive. He could come here tomorrow and you interview him. He's alive now in Zaria. He's alive. That, look, they're not making much money relying on these handouts from government. Each time they go out to operate, they make more money, like he does in their hand. We kept negotiating. He's alive and he can come to this and sit with you, Shehu Akimbaloye, and you interview him. This is a fact. But my grudge with Nasiru's statements is that he was part and parcel of APC from 2013. Like he told you, he was one of the architects of it all. All of a sudden, to come and absolve himself and call others. No, Nasiru is part and parcel of all that has been going on. We suffered, we are victims of Nasiru's misrule in Zaria. Go back December 2015, when a war was supposed to have been won in the Northeast. What business, what military and strategic business did an army chief have to come to Zaria for a convocation, not of NDA, graduation of recruits, privates, choosing to follow the route where the Shiites were holding. All these things were orchestrated. They knew the exact hour, the exact minute that he was coming to pass, because they had the technology. And 800 people were killed because they wanted to raise down the temple that was built. These things were carefully doctored and orchestrated.
These are heavy allegations that you are making, and which one will imagine? One will imagine someone of your status in the society. Yeah. Why are you just saying this? Why are you saying this? Does it amount to a political gimmick, or no? What exactly are you up to with this?
Shehu, I've been saying it. I said it in your own program. I mentioned the link about North Africa. In your own program, go back and check. Play the archives and see. Wherever I spoke, I linked electoral fraud with insecurity, corruption and insecurity. I have always done this.
I'm worried, actually, with some of the things that you are saying, but what is at the heart of all of this is that people are being killed, and the government is saying innocent soldiers are also losing, and security operatives are losing their lives. The question is, where do we go from here? How do we stop this cycle? If you say they are political in nature, for the sake of God, how do we stop this cycle of killings?
Only when you have the right leaders. You can only have the right leaders when you have them truly elected. So long as people will steal an election, so long as people will capture a nation, you will never have security. Most important, most drastic, most horrific is that when that group of people use the tools of insecurity like we have seen in 2015, and it worked, and they achieved what they wanted. And again, they use now, for example, the tools of religion, ethnicity, division within political parties, heavy use of money, security, constitutional abuses and breaches. The law means nothing. It is just what one individual decides, irrespective of what the law says. You have to go and change the law to what suits that individual. There cannot be security, not just peace. There cannot be security. Now let's go back. The purpose of being together in a nation is that you must be secured by whoever is leading you. If you're not secured, you're living in hell. You're not in a nation, like we're almost there now. If that is the purpose, and you have someone who served as 8 years as a governor in one of the federating units, to come and say that it's a policy of the government to reward, because pay is reward, to reward terrorists and criminals. And the history of these people who have been in power, including the governor who said it, is that it is consistent with what he claims now to be doing. And that government is still ongoing. They still have another 2 years to go. We, the ordinary citizens, have no option. The whole world will take it that, yes, the Uncle Tinubu government, so-called federal government of Nigeria, has a policy of paying bandits and terrorists. The history I narrated to you of collecting donations from all over the world by somebody who specialized in collecting donations, by somebody whose entire political game, presidential contest, was because there was no way to sustain the ecosystem around him. They have to contest elections every 4 years. So even after 2011, they must contest elections, especially with the kind of money that people of like the same El-Rufai was bringing to contest. There can be no security for us ordinary citizens of Nigeria so long as you have electoral heist, underwritten, guaranteed by the kind of money and fraud that is taking place now. One single contract of 15 trillion naira extra, if I say judiciously, extra legally awarded. You cannot, you and I ordinary citizens will continue to live in a country that is close to hell, because it is close to hell. Last year, our family got together and rescued one of our nephews. Every day, you like to ask for evidence. The evidence is with you people in the, every day, villages and villagers are sacked from their villages, killed, carted away. Human beings are traded on the commodity like bags of rice that we like talking about. The standard price of human life now is out there. And you have a so-called government that are basking in the fact that they stole 2023 elections, and again that no one can stop them from taking 2027 again. Before then they go and remove the Northeast and the Northwest from the Federation and allow the other units to go on their own. I will come back to that in some other setting. There is no peace, there is no security for us living in close to hell. So long as these people are worshipped, continue to be worshipped by sycophants, telling them what they are doing is right. They are buying politicians who are jumping ship to join APC and give them the falsehood that they are doing well. There will be no security, and it will continue to fail. Right. They are getting closer to Abuja. They are getting closer and closer and closer to Abuja. This insecurity we're talking about. So long as the president the so-called president is aloof with the realities on ground and has a so-called vice president who has been reduced to just going for wedding ceremonies, burial ceremonies, in the situation that Nigeria is, look, it is easier for the federal government of Nigeria now to send a whole vice president to go for condolence visits and wedding ceremonies than when 200 people are killed in the villages in Katsina. 52 were killed 2 days ago. He didn't go. But
we're totally out of time because we're totally out of time, Senator.
Yes.
But thank you so much indeed for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, sure. This program is over. I have not been able to say 10% of what I wanted to say, but it is true what Malam Nasiru said, that there appears to be a national policy. However, he cannot run away because he is part of it.